Thibs knew his job was on the line. All Thibs had to do was play the bench. That's all he had to do. Make a couple of adjustments and play the bench.
We built a team to outlast that Celtics team, and I do think whether or not Tatum got hurt or not, we was walking out of that second round into the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first installment of Shootaround Sessions Podcast. I'm your host, Tawasi C, and I'm joined by none other than...
your boy, Randy B. You know how we do things around here.
You know how it go, man. This is a podcast, first episode. We jumping it off. We talk about unfiltered basketball conversations because me and my man Randy right here, we go way back about 25 years and we are diehard Knicks fans. We love basketball because basketball is our favorite sport, and wrestling. Shout out to the wrestling people out there, but we love basketball. So we here and we're going to talk about basketball. So let's just jump right into it. Randy, how you doing today?
Doing good. Just got off for work. Getting ready for these finals. I said, let me give it a shot. Let me give it a chance since nobody else want to watch.
Man, you know I ain't watching, man. If y'all didn't know, after the Knicks loss, I plan to boycott. So I haven't watched any basketball for about 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. Yeah, because we just finished game 3. I think we got game 4 tonight as we're recording this, but I haven't been watching. I'm a hater, so shout out to all the haters out there because we hating on the Pacers. But since we love the Knicks so much, let's start off by talking about our season and how you feel our season was.
All right, so there's two ways to look at it, right? A successful season is a championship. Right? That's how most people look at it. If you don't have a championship, it's not successful. I don't personally believe that. I feel like if you've grown from the season before, you've, you look good. I think we did better than most people expect. All right. As the season was going on, it was technically supposed to be Celtics here, we here. Cavs snuck in. They were number 1. We dropped to number 3, and no one gave us a shot past the second round. So the fact that not only did we make it past the second round, but we beat the defending champions, I would say that we had a very good season. Am I happy where we are right now? Not at all, but I am happy as to the advancements we made this year.
So since you talk about advancements, we made a couple of trades. So we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk with my guy first, Mikal Bridges. How do you feel like Mikal Bridges performed this season? Because I remember as soon as they said the trade, I got a DM from one of my homeboys and he's like, oh, how you feel like the Knicks is going to do? And me personally, I said, we got a lot to see because I didn't know how Mikal was going to fit into it. I was mad we lost DiVincenzo. I was jumping about losing Randle because everybody know I hate Julius Randle. We hate Julius Randle. We hated him. So happy he was gone. But let's start with Mikal. How you feel Mikal performed this season?
Mikal was cool. Like a lot of people that we're going to talk about today, I'm going to say this about pretty much everyone. We wanted more. We got good defense. I wanted more defense. There were times when Mikal will go off with that mid-range shot, and then there were times where you look at him and you're like, what is going on? Right? Like every fadeaway shot was just ridiculous. So again, we progressed. We were better. I just wanted more. There's only one person that I won't say that for, but when we get to them, you know.
My thoughts on Mikal, I feel like Mikal was a shell of him. I mean, I can't even say a shell of himself because I watched him in Phoenix. That's the only time I really ever watched Mikal was when he was in Phoenix. That finals run. And I said, bro is decent. I used to put money on him and he used to make me lose every time. But he was a decent player. He was going off in Brooklyn in a situation where he didn't have to, like, he could do whatever he wanted. He had free reigns. I think he averaged about like 23 points a game. But when he came over here, I said, exactly. They let bro do what he got to do. And I'm like, yo, we got to get to Thibs in a second. But I didn't know how they were going to work and Mitch was hurt, so I thought he was going to step up, but he was decent. He still averaged good numbers on the season. He let me down in the playoffs, though. I'll tell you that much.
I would say this, when it comes to Mikal and us re-signing OG, it was kind of mission accomplished. The reason why I say that, this team was built to take out the Celtics, and that's exactly what they did. Unfortunately, they weren't built for nothing more but just to take out the Celtics.
All right. Boom. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, he stepped
Hold
up.
on. Not even a cut you. Let's talk about it. We beat the Celtics, right? We was built to beat the Celtics, so that's what a lot of people say. We beat the Celtics. Do you feel like we even really beat the Celtics, or you feel like it was just something that happened?
Because I know what the caveat is.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum got hurt. Y'all wouldn't have made it. I think we would have.
Mm-hmm.
I always say this. We didn't outplay the Celtics in that series. We outlasted them. All right. We got beat first game up until the last 2 minutes, but we outlasted them. Same thing with the second game. Third game, when we came up, we won that convincingly. I think we built a team to take on that Celtics team. I think we built a team to outlast that Celtics team. And I do think, whether or not Tatum got hurt or not, we was walking out of that second round into the Eastern Conference Finals. That's how I feel.
But I bring up the Celtics because you mentioned OG. That was one of our big additions. They were supposed to be the two wing stoppers.
Right.
And I mean, Brown, you talk about Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was still is iffy. Claimed he was hurt. I think he got a little procedure done after the season. But we go down, we lose to them 0-4 in the regular season. We ain't beat them one game. Do you feel like the combo of OG and Mikal are effective as a defensive duo?
I would say yes, because you have a team that will perform a certain way in the regular season, and I feel like in the playoffs, that's where you really see the team that you put together, the pieces that you put together, the sacrifices you had to make. That's where you really see the meat and bones of that. And I feel like because we were able to get out of that series, I do think it was a convincing win out of the series. I understand what happened during the regular season. It was rough. It was tough to watch. We were like, what's going on? And then on top of that, once we brought in Bridges and Anunoby, don't forget, we had Mitch in mind.
Yeah.
We had Mitch in mind to be playing all season. Well, not playing all season, but come back at least at some point.
January or something.
Yeah. So all of that stuff was put together in place, and I think, yeah. Again, I will stick with what I say. But I get it.
Let's talk about your boy. Let's talk about your man, Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, because he is one of the biggest elephants in the room. How you feel about Cat regular season and how you feel about Cat postseason? Because I personally think it's two different Cats, but I defer to you.
Cat regular season was exactly what we expected. Somebody to give us 20 and 10 most nights. Cat was the ultimate. I'm okay with the acquisition because I'm sorry, Randall had to go, and it's not even off of Randall's skill. I just feel like he just brought a dark cloud over the entire team. We saw him at times try to even fight some of his teammates. But you asked me about Cat, I'm gonna talk about Cat. Cat did what he had to do during the regular season. When it came to the playoffs, unfortunately, this is nothing new, because we've seen it before in Minnesota, and where he disappears.
All the time.
He disappears. There's too much complaining. There's not getting back. I don't know what was up with him with dropping when it came to the defense. When we joked about it, bro, you're not even getting blocks. Like
every time.
Understand your opponents, understand your personnel. Know that you got two wings that's ready to help you out. Again, another person, especially when the time counted, we wanted to see more from. And I needed to see more from Cat.
Nah, I agree. I feel like he flopped in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He has the one game that they're gonna talk about all the time, the Mother's Day game, and shout out to him, shout out to all the mothers out there. But other than, and I even feeling, I mean, this is my thing on Cat. Cat is the most awkward looking basketball player that ever existed.
That's true. That's true.
He don't go in the post, and I know being in the post is a lost art. But when he get in that paint, put the back to the basket or something, or force people to face up and play him down there, I think the guy is unstoppable. You add in the stretch factor to it, the man is talented. But at the end of the day, all we heard all playoffs was foul! And it stressed me out. It really stressed me out.
What do you do?
100%.
Playoff basketball. They're going to let you play. So you got to play.
That's it. Lock in, focus. Do what you got to do. And I was mad at the guy. It was to a point where I feel like I know we can't probably move him, but I feel like I could give him one more chance. I don't hate him. He's not Julius Randle. I don't hate that guy. But I feel like he does deserve another chance on another coach. But with that being said, let's go to our guy, Thibs. We talked about Thibs the day he got fired. You was the guy who called me up on the phone and said Thibs got fired. I said Christmas came early. We've had about a week, maybe 2 weeks to really feel this out now and see what's going on. I want to know where you at with this Thibs firing today.
There was a point in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference where we spoke, and honestly, I said, you know what? I wish the Knicks lost so they could get rid of Thibs. And I still stand by that. I feel like Thibs' style of coaching, style of play no longer works in the NBA. All right? Hard-nosed, grind it out, play on. You cannot expect to win a finals by playing 7 people the entire playoffs. It's not gonna happen.
I agree.
There's dudes sitting on the bench that could have gotten play time throughout the season, proved their worth, and you wait until the last 2 games of the season to start pulling people. It's not gonna work. That coaching style does not work. I appreciate Thibs for how far he's taken us his entire tenure here. Unfortunately, that style of play does not work anymore. What say you?
I agree. I was mad because you know me. From since last season, I was saying fire Thibs. Watch Thibs from since he came in. Been watching Thibs from the Bulls, watched Thibs in Minnesota. He's okay. Comes in, he turns the team around. Shout out to him, had him playing defense. He did the impossible with a lackluster roster. Because remember, we had Elfrid Payton, we had Nerlens Noel, we had Reggie Bullock, and they didn't perform in the playoffs. Yeah, we were still rocking with them, and they did what they had to do. Shout out to them. Bro had a team, and I feel like when we got knocked out last year, desperation mode came. I feel like the cap move, although we needed it, was desperation. And I feel like giving up Bridges for the five picks was desperation. Thibs knew his job was on the line. And all Thibs had to do was play the bench. That's all he had to do. Make a couple of adjustments and play the bench, and we would have still... We could be in the finals right now up 2-1.
Yeah.
Because we got the talent to do it, but Thibs was a coach that didn't make any adjustments. You running the same play, and you could see that down the stretch in the playoffs where it's like, is Brunson dribble. He's effective, but other bonehead stuff they was doing, he wouldn't make them adjustments. So I think Thibs had to go. I said, yes, I'm still happy he's gone. And no, I don't want to sound salty like I'm unappreciative, but bro had to go.
Yeah, it's all about it's all about improvement. And he reached his wall. It is what it is.
I say it 100%. He reached his ceiling. People saying, oh, the Knicks not loyal. Oh, why they did this, why they did that. When you reach a ceiling, especially in today's NBA, you can't reward coaches like Spoelstra who only got you 1 ring. This is a what have you done for me lately league. And in 5 years, if the ceiling is 50 wins and you ain't getting past the conference finals, we got to find somebody who can get us there.
You know, it is what it is.
With finding somebody new, who you think we gonna get?
That's a tricky
We got the
question.
rumors. We got J Kidd. We got Udoka. We got Mike Malone. And the dark horse that everybody's talking about is this Johnny Bryant guy. But you tell me, where do we go with our head coach? What do you foresee?
There's been so many stories these last 3 days. It's hard to keep up. The Jason Kidd thing, as much as I knew as it wasn't possible, I thought that would have been a strong possibility. And then I don't understand the Knicks play because they going after dudes that's already hired when you got guys sitting there, got accomplished coaches sitting there like a Mike Malone that can come in, has a championship pedigree, would coach, run plays, and I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. I think Mike Malone might be the choice. That's what I personally feel, but who knows? The one thing about Leon Rose is all the stories that we're hearing right now, I guarantee the Knicks are pushing it out because he moves in silence. If there's one thing we know about him, he moves in silence.
That's a fact. Now, I mean, I think about the Mike Malone thing, and at first when Mike Malone got fired, I think I was the first person saying, fire Thibs, let's get Mike Malone. Championship pedigree, all of that stuff. I've heard reports of people saying that Mike Malone is like another version of Thibs. Where he ain't want to play his bench or however he wanted to set it up. And I'm just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I just feel like they could take anybody and just plug them in. Not no bum coach who not going to really get the respect of the players and do what they got to do. But they need somebody who's going to come in a good mind, like a Rick Carlisle who could... Shout out to Rick Carlisle because he did coach circles around him. He coached circles around that guy. Everybody. He showed you what's a real coach like in the NBA. But shout out to him. I don't like the Pacers, but shout out to him. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing my research on this Johnny Bryant guy. They're saying he's good at developing players and he's decent. I ain't tripping on bro. I don't know bro like that. I don't really care for bro like that. But if he could come in here and get some more out of our bench and we could get a decent bench, I think we'll be in a better position to make some moves going down the future.
I totally agree. We need somebody that's going to utilize the personnel, run some actual plays and not just give the ball to Brunson and watch him cook. Yeah, like you said, I think the talent is there. We just need somebody to steer the ship. That's it.
Yeah, get him in position. You got a guy like Mikal. Like we saw Mikal run the same play every time, and then he get in that corner and shoot his little chicken wing three that he shoot, or he get him down in the post, back him down, do his fadeaway, bam, buckets. You got to put these guys in position to make them successful, and Thibs just wasn't doing that. He had to go. But speaking of the bench, you know it's always big trade rumors and who we gonna pick up because a lot of people feel like we need another piece to take us to that next level. We got KD and we got Giannis rumors all over the place. What say you? How you feel about these rumors and what do you think is actually gonna happen?
Well, if you ask me what my choice is, let's just say we have a shot at getting both and we can only pick one. Me personally, just off of style alone, I think I'll go with Giannis. I know Cat would have to be a part of that trade. I feel like Cat would have to be a part of that, and how Cat was utilized this year, driving to the basket, I feel like Giannis is 2 to 3 times better than that. The only thing is we will lose some 3-point shooting, but we will gain a monster going to the rack, and we will gain some defense. I feel like Giannis would be a better defender.
Now, there's that leery thing of the contract that's lingering over all of this. We go for Giannis, we got to give up Cat, and we got to give up some other pieces. Are you okay with that? I don't know if you looked at the free agent market yet, and I know the free agent market is trash. We don't know who our coach is going to be, and I feel like the time with Donovan Mitchell, we're going to have to mortgage off a lot of our good players to get a guy like Giannis. And if we was to get Giannis for nothing or even just a Cat, I'd be cool with that.
I got you.
My perfect scenario, if I could say Christmas could come early again, get me back DiVincenzo, give me Giannis, find me a way, play my guy Kolik, play the bench, get rid of Campaign, we'd be fine. Now KD I'm totally against Kevin Durant coming here. But let me tell you why it might make sense. Because of his expiring contract.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, right. I think he got like one more year left on his deal, and we would have to give up some stuff for him. And, you know, it's the reach. He's about our age. And I don't know how much he got left in the tank, but he would definitely improve the offense. But if he and I personally don't want him because of what he did to the Knicks in 2019. That's my beef for him. I know he don't care about basketball. The man barely care about getting haircuts, but I need me a dog that wants to win. And I feel like he does want to win, but I don't feel like he want to take that step back to say another situation like I just joined some team, just trying to get another ring, blah, 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 blah. But he would help us, but he would hurt us defensively.
It's been done when it comes to KD. It's been done before 3 other times, and it hasn't worked. In Brooklyn, it didn't work. They switched around and got somebody else. It didn't work. He went to Phoenix. That was surefire offense all over. I understand that there was injuries that played a big part in that, but still, it didn't work. So, and then all those other teams are suffering because of it. I'm with you. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need it because it doesn't work.
But let me ask you a question though. With you saying that it didn't work in Brooklyn, it didn't work in Phoenix, and we all see that whole big three system that people still been trying to build since LeBron and them. Do you even think that style of basketball works?
Absolutely not.
Even in today's game, do you think it works?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That big three does not work. How many big threes have we seen? From Philly to Phoenix to all these other places that's trying it, and they're still knocking at the door. Look at the Lakers now. They got 2 of the best players on the Lakers right now. It doesn't work. You need a team with a superstar and or a few stars and a great bench, and you see how far you can go. Look at Indiana.
That's a fact. And then it got some dogs on our team, man. And if we could, speaking of Indiana, like we talking about the Knicks next year and where we think you're going to see us. We kind of don't know right now because we don't know what the team is going to look like. We don't even know who's going to be the coach. But, we're with young emerging teams coming up in the league right now where we're seeing less emphasis on that superstar basketball and getting back to real dogs and just people playing and balling out. Where do you see the Knicks standing in this with the way the roster is constructed right now?
Where do I see? They can top 3 again. Top three again.
Because we're still top 3.
Still top 3 because you got these young teams emerging. The Pacers ain't going anywhere. The Pacers aren't going anywhere. Even though we both feel like the Cavs kind of snuck into that top spot.
They're not like that.
They're not like, but they're still a great team. And then you still got the Magic that's climbing. You still got Detroit, a young team that's just ready to pounce. It's gonna be tough on both ends, West and the East. But I still right now how we're constructed, I still think we have one of the better teams in the East, and I can see us in the top spot or the second spot and no lower than the third spot. What about you?
I still think we in that upper echelon. We not dropping lower than 4. Boston, we don't know what. I think they break up Boston. Personally, I think Boston is done. Brown is leaving. They're gonna get rid of Porzingis, and if he could be something, Porzingis, come holler at your boys. I always wanted you there. I still got my KP shirt. Shout out to KP. That's it. Still got love for you, bro. You can even bring out Melo right now. Still take Melo back right now. But I feel like Cleveland is not like that. I wish somehow in an alternate universe we could have had Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. If we had that combo and then you add in just some third or even keep OG, whoever you want, bro, we got a squad. We got a squad. But with the way it's set up now, I believe whoever that coach is going to be is going to play the bench. Because we got Tyler Kolek ready to be that backup point guard. We don't need campaign. I'm sorry, bro. You got to go. That's it. He got to go. That's your favorite. I know that's your guy. Campaign. Everybody, Randy is number one campaign fan.
Bro, the day he got benched, I said I never want to see that dude on my television again. But shout out to campaign though.
No shade to him. No shade to him. No shade.
shade,
He hit some shots, but the erratic play got to go. It's not fitting with us. Who else we got? If you keep that core five, Mitch, Cat, OG, Mikel, Brunson, get us a good coach. Play those young guys. I still want to see what Dadier got. I believe he could be that wing off the bench to help us. But these guys just got to play. Gotta let them play. Dillon Wright could have been something for us. We had people.
I imagine that you said all those names and you didn't even say Josh Hart. You still got Josh Hart, who is a dog. Nah, I see. You looking there. Regular season Josh Hart, and again, you play 7 people for playoffs, they bound to get tired. Josh Hart is he's the heartbeat of the team. I still love Josh Hart, and he's a dog. He's a dog.
My beef for Josh Hart, if for some reason in the world Josh Hart could ever watch this podcast, Josh Hart, get in the gym this summer and shoot. That's it. I need Josh Hart to be a 3-point, not even a 3-point threat, but just shooting. Even if you got to take a one dribble and pull up, take that. Why? You got him and Mitch on the floor at the same time. You basically got 3 scorers. Him and, no, you pigeonhole. And that's why I looked at Thibs like, Thibs, you should have did better. So I got on an appointment line, but I doubt Josh Hart gets moved because that's Brunson guy, and if they did that, you don't want an unhappy superstar. I feel like they keep that team together and we just get a decent coach and you see where we go next year. But I think, we definitely could pull a top 3 easily.
Yeah. Can we reach the finals next year? I believe so. I don't see why not.
We're still a hard team in the East. So let me get your last thought. Who you think is taking this final series?
I feel like the finals.
You watched way more than me.
Yeah. And again, it's the same. And because I watched, I'm gonna just get into this real quick. The Pacers outpaces their opponent. No pun intended. That's the only team in which they could be down by 15 with 4 to go, and you can't pull the bench. It's not gonna happen because then they don't get tired. They defend full court. There was parts that I was watching the other night. They forced Shy into playing into isolation, not giving the ball up, and they took advantage of that. But when it comes to the series, I hate using this term must win, but with OKC, this is a must win tonight. If you lose tonight, the series is done. I'm not gonna say whoever wins tonight wins the series because the Pacers can come back. Right, there's still but if OKC loses tonight, series is done. Indiana will pull off the impossible.
I still don't think Indiana is like that. They are a strong team. No, don't get me wrong. Indiana is that dog where they disrespected and they come out and play with a chip on their shoulder every game. And I give them that. But they weren't supposed to beat the Knicks, and they should have never had beat the Knicks. Like you said, we got tired, and Thibs ran us into the ground. We have a better, we literally was couple, in fact, the game 1. That, enough said. That's why I say they're not like that, and that's why I say it's a stupid argument, because I said this back in high school, but people just look at me like I'm crazy. If we would have beat them, we would have beat the OKC Thunder. And I'm going to stand on that, and I'm going to die on that horse. OKC in 7.
OKC in 7? That's a great pick.
OKC in 7.
Great pick.
OKC in 7. But I think that's going to do it for today on the first installment of Shootaround Sessions with Tawasi C and Randy B. We're going to catch out on the next one. And next just keep shooting. That's all. Just keep shooting that shot. You already know.